Hi, my name is Alessandra Hernandez, and I'm 2023-2024 captain of the Cigarroa Silver Roses.
So I'm here at Cigarroa in the dance studio, and we're starting the first segment of our dance coverage for 2013-2014. We decided to come to Cigarroa because we heard that they had won nationals this spring. Tell us a little bit about your awards this year.
It was very shocking because it was very stressful. I'm being honest. It was stressful because we had started in summer, like from having everyone in different sports into pulling them into dancers. So it was like a lot because we had to work with schedules, make sure everyone was here, have to pick up everything. But it was fun. Nationals was fun.
But how many awards did you win?
We got 3 national titles.
3 national titles.
Yes.
So your national titles.
Yes.
Nobody can take that away from
No
you,
one can
ever.
take that away.
You cannot take it away from Cigarroa High School as well. Tell me a little bit about your career, because I always call it a career when you're in dance, because it's I was about to find out, how many years have you been in dance?
Okay, well, I started in cheer first.
Ooh.
In elementary, I started in cheer because everyone seemed to like cheer, so I wanted to be like them. But then in 7th grade, I made a friend, Jaslyn, the old captain. We became friends, and I saw that she was in Rosebuds, so I was like, oh, let me give it a try. And then that's where I met Coach Jessie. We've been together since middle school, so she definitely knows that I grew. I grew, but that's when it started, 7th grade, dance specific.
Obviously, there's a passion for dance, all of you. I mean, all of you here in this room have a passion for dance, for instruction. You were captain last year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We wish you well in your future.
Thank you.
Now she's working with us. Now she's working with Royalty Choreography.
Well, good. You do need, it's like a travel team for dance, basically what it
Yes.
is, and that's great. Because now it's not just at the high school, it's you can get better at what you all do. The school starts, and it's a little sweet emotion and a little bitter emotion is your senior year.
Yes.
And as captain, you start, starts biting at you real quick. You start working, you're already working, because I saw you all working on right now, getting your palm routine set up.
Yes.
Your first big exposure is going to be at a football game.
Yes. Halftime.
Halftime. You all are working already on that presentation?
Yes, we are.
Okay. You all picked the song already, or the music?
Yes.
They're
We keep
actually-
it traditional.
They're actually performing with the cheer team combined.
Really?
For the first 2 games, we made it a tradition not to perform with them.
So this is not going to be the first time that you all do that?
Last year was.
So
the
they're-
year before last year.
So now it's going to be a lot of girls on the field.
Yes.
And they're going to be in their uniforms, you're going to be in your uniforms. Can you tell us what song you're going to be dancing to? Or is it, you want it to be a secret?
No, they can wait that day.
Okay. I gotta figure that was gonna happen. Your leadership skills had to have been well noticed for you to be a captain. They just don't pick a girl for being popular. Somebody has to be taking control of the lines, have to be making sure the girls stay in discipline throughout the practices and then the presentations. What prepared you to be a captain from that aspect? Were you in RTC? Were you in anything else? Well, you were in cheer early on, but that was in elementary. What prepared you? How did you prepare yourself to become a captain?
I'm the oldest in my family.
Really?
So I'm obviously, like, my parents, they tell me that the little kids look up to me, so I have to make sure that I'm on my best behavior, make sure people know, like, they're looking at you. So obviously, I like to have friends. I like to motivate them. They're my friends. They're my friends. I like to motivate them.
Did you all know each other before you got into dance here? And I was just told as I walked in, there's a difference in what you all are wearing for practice. You all are returning,
Yes.
correct?
We have Delilah also, who's a veteran. Can you raise your hand? Yeah.
Hi, Delilah.
So we have 5 returning veterans and all rookies this season.
So it's a new team, basically. So you all's job is a lot more difficult because you got to teach every single aspect of dance, basically, to them. Well, that's commendable. Congratulations on deciding to be dancers. That's just amazing, guys. That's just incredible.
Thank you.
I want to ask you one more question. It's not easy to perform in front of several thousand in a football game. It's I mean, I feel the pressure just being on the sideline filming you all. I mean, because every single movement you make, you hear it from the crowd. What is it that do you all talk about it before, you get to the game? Or are you talking about it in the bus? What needs to be done?
Sometimes we talk about it on the field.
Really? So there's a lot of witty on the field?
We'll like smile, we'll be like, oh. We'll like talk on the field to each other.
The dance you're going to do with the cheerleaders. Are you all practicing together already?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So it's basically you're learning your routine, and you more or less have an idea where you're going to stand in the field, right? So it's not going to be your group on one side and the cheerleaders on the other side. It's all a mix. So that's going to be interesting when you get to the field.
I don't know if you remember the NCAA and UCA like college exhibitions where they have the dancers in the front and the cheerleaders doing stunts in the back. It's like that.
Wow.
So they start with them doing stunts, us doing our turns and our skills, and then we all end doing the same dance routine. So it's a really big collaboration, but in the end, we think it's worth it.
Are you going to allow them to, if the band calls and says that we want the girls to dance?
We did last year.
That's what
we helped them with competition.
Exactly. So you're going to be doing it again this year?
If they ask, we're happy to do it.
Are you hearing, band? They want to dance. Because it adds a big element to their routine. The dancing, because you already know your lines, you know how your body holds up. That just in this perception, and the judges see that, so that's good. Imagine that you're already on the first football game. You're about to come into the field. That's a lot of emotion right there. How do you bottle all that?
Smile.
You smile. You smile. Do you hear people screaming at your names out? Because I hear a lot of the names come out. Did you hear it, right?
Yes.
I had a cousin that was a dazzler, and my job was to scream her name from the top of the stands because I have a big voice, so I would call her name. So she would tell me, "Yeah, I heard you." So it motivates you when you hear your people, your friends, your family members to do it.
Yes, definitely.
You all have your uniforms already lined up. Is there any changes? It's still going to be basically the same thing?
I want to change the officer line. So officer line uniforms are going to be new this year. Because their uniforms are school property, so they are used year after year. So I wanted to make a change for my officer line since they are my veterans incoming. So they're getting new uniforms. And my gentlemen are also getting new uniforms because they're
that's great, guys.
the first gentleman in, I want to say, like more than 10 years. Wow. So I'm lucky to
congratulations, guys. That's really, I'm glad that y'all are doing it because it's going to motivate other people to do it. It's going to motivate everybody. So we have basically new uniform for the front line.
Yes.
Okay. The dance choreography, do you pick it, or is it the girls decide or the guys decide what songs they want to dance to?
That would be my professional choreographer over here.
That's my job.
That chooses, but again, we still have that communication that if we need to make changes or anything, that will happen.
We're very much a team in the leadership. I'm more of the creative, she's more of the organizational.
Yes.
So she does the paperwork, all fundraising, all that, and I am mainly on the creative side, but I also train them throughout the season. So this ballet bar is very important to us. As they gain more skills, we add more elements into it before nationals, or we take people out that haven't met certain, just like football, you have to meet a certain level of athleticism to be able to be in a play, right?
Are you asking them to run track before they start?
Yes, so during summer, we do strength and conditioning with Coach Bird, so they do cross country.
Wow.
So Coach Bird has them running all over the place in South Laredo, so.
Are you all running the little hill that's over here? That's a tough hill to run. And I'm glad the city decided to put the running surface on it, so it makes it a lot easier for you guys.
It's important we want our community to recognize that dance is a sport.
Yeah.
It's an art, but it's not just an art.
No.
It takes a lot of athleticism, a lot of core training, a lot of balance and coordination. It is a sport in and out.
No.
And so I feel like, especially my veterans, last season, they started at the same level as our rookies this season. And now when you watch them, they are at a whole nother level because we trained all year long with ankle weights, at the bar. Every single break we had, we were there every single day stretching. So they put in the work.
Do you notice the difference in your body sculpture? Because it changes you. It does. The other thing that's interesting about what you just said is that the professional receivers, they take dance.
They take ballet.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys, I actually went to one of the trainings they did as a junior assistant whenever I was around Jaslyn's age, where my choreographer went in to teach ballet bar with the Dallas Cowboys, and I got to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to teach it, but it was fun to watch.
It gives them that grace movement that they have when they go catch the ball in the air. You look at it, hey, that's a dancer.
Yes.
And that's where they're getting. Over the last 10
Yes.
years, that's where it's developed.
Yes.
So you all are in the right sport. It's not easy, and it's very grueling because you just started basically the first day of June, and here you are. We're at the end of June already, and by now you already have some of your routines down. You're about to start.
Competition choreography.
Really?
So we start earlier in the season. We kind of play a Dance Moms. I don't know if you've ever watched
Yeah.
that show. During football season, we challenge them where we make up a dance 2 or 3 days before they perform it. So every week they are learning a routine within 2 days and performing it flawlessly, which is why I believe come competition season they were so
Which will be
prepared,
right.
because whatever little changes we needed to make, they did it on a dime and they were successful at it. So we learn our competition choreography, at least the beginning of it, during these summer days, during our camp. And then throughout football season, we may or may not use it, but we definitely take parts of it for our competition season later on. So as we're going through football season, I'll say, okay, remember this part of your pom routine, we're gonna put it in for this pep rally. And so that they never forget what's the bottom line. They have to go compete with this material.
So you allow them to perform at the pep rallies as well?
Yes, little tidbits. We won't do the whole thing. We want to save it for nationals. But ultimately, the training, the technique is the same. Sometimes the choreography is the same, just with different music. It just depends what we're working on, what we're working up to. So this past season, we got national championships in kick, in military, and in hip hop. And our hip hop was really good. They performed so well that we got national recognition, obviously, but I was reached out by several very famous choreographers asking, how did you, I saw the beginning, I posted a before and after of the team. They were like, wow, they have improved immensely.
And I think all of us are going to say yes. It's our culture in the sense that we hear cumbias, we hear that, and we hear a lot of hip hop. I mean, we our in South Texas it's hip hop and cumbias. Growing up playing dancing to cumbias, has that helped you guys in what you do now? A lot.
Yeah, so we do a lot of different styles, so we have to know like everything.
They're one of my favorite routines that they do that I did not choreograph. It's a tradition. It's their Torero, and it's every year they do the same routine, and it's very Latin inspired. It's very much about the culture. So that's a very special performance. Oh.
Maybe I can come back and film that.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be
We
fun.
can go to the bull ring here and get that done.
Yes.
That'll be just without no crowd, but just what you guys do with that, because that's a tradition, like you're saying.
It is. It's just,
This was our first interview. I'm gonna have a lot more. Thank you for your time. Thank you, dancers. Appreciate it.
Thank
I really admire what you all do.
Yeah.